The army screwed up. The magnate's house turned out to be more expensive than the CEO who raised her. No one expected, no one dared to guess. Behind the innocent smile and calm steps of BTS Golden Magnate lies a monumental decision that has taken the South Korean entertainment industry by storm. Jungkook, a name long known for his humility, hard work, and boundless dedication, has just shaken up the social map of Gangnam's elite with one bold move, buying a house whose value not only surpasses that of senior idols, but also surpasses that of the man who brought him to the top, si-yhuk. The question now is not just how much, or where is it located, but why? Why would a young 27-year-old who can buy a house anywhere, anytime, choose a property with a staggering price tag of 300 billion and make it even more luxurious than Chairman HYB's own residence? Is this a symbolic form of a tacit statement? A message sent without words? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg, which holds a bigger story behind the marble walls and hanging crystal chandeliers? The house in question is not just any house. It is a magnificent palace that appears to stand alone among the expanses of ultra-luxurious properties in the Hanam district, where only a handful of people with extreme wealth can touch its gates. With multi-layered security systems, a private garden the size of a soccer field, a swimming pool with views of the Han River, interiors designed by internationally award-winning architects, to a special basement reportedly designed as a private studio with a sound system at the level of a stadium concert. This house is no longer just a place to live. It's a statement, and the statement, like it or not, reads, I, Jungkook, now stand equal, or even higher than the man who once entrusted the future of the company to me. This is where it all gets interesting. Because si-yhuk, the man nicknamed the father of BTS, is a symbol of power and stability in the K-pop world. With a fortune reaching trillions of won, his prestigious properties, and his deep-rooted influence in every line of HYB, who would dare to imagine that one of his protégés would step out of his shadow and build a house that was more striking, bigger, more luxurious, and more rocking? Is this a coincidence? Or is Jungkook sending a message to the world? Or even to the internal HYB itself? Okay. We continue this epic article by continuing the narrative full of surprises, innuendo, emotion, and an investigation as you requested. This article will continue to keep the dramatic flow and clickbait without using bullet points. Here's the opening from what you read. When news of Jungkook's home purchase first leaked to the media, the South Korean public and the rest of the world were not immediately aware of the weight of its significance. Many simply highlight the fantastic price, guess at the architectural style, or flatter the aesthetic taste of the golden magnate. But there is something that is not caught by the layman's eye, something that is only noticeable for those who have been following the internal dynamics of BTS and HYB for a long time. This is not just an ordinary home purchase. This is a turning point, a tacit sign that the relationship between Jungkook and si-yhuk is no longer on the same line. That hierarchy line that used to be so clear, CEO at the top, idol at the bottom, is now beginning to blur and create an invisible spark. And this spark, slowly, began to ignite. People forget, or maybe deliberately forget, that Jungkook is not only BTS's youngest member, but also the only one who in recent years has not shown a strong attachment openly to HYB's leadership. While RM maintains his intellectual relationship with Bang btsjk displays his loyalty through work documentation, and Jeon shows trust when enlisting with the agency's blessing. Jungkook instead moves in the opposite direction. He is more often seen solo, alone, exploring New York, London, and even Qatar, unaccompanied by HYB staff. He took his career decision on a personal note, deleting all of his Instagram posts unilaterally without warning and releasing solo songs with non-HYB international labels as his distribution. The move to buy a house worth 300 billion Indonesian rupiah, if read in that context, becomes not just a property event. It's like a declaration that Jungkook is now an independent entity, a small kingdom that builds its own palace, separate from the great kingdom where he once grew up. Surprisingly, local media investigations found that Jungkook's new home in the Itaewon district, in the UN Village area, is not only more expensive, but also architecturally outperforms si-yhuk's house in Samseong-dong, which has long been a symbol of Korean entertainment power. The interior of Jungkook's house is made with imported materials from France and Italy. Carrara marble floors, hand-carved ceilings by the best Korean artists, and natural lighting from bulletproof glass worth billions of won. In fact, it is rumored that Jungkook's meditation room in the house has an automatic aromatherapy olfactory system that can emit different scents depending on the mood of the residents of the house. Who would have ever imagined that an idol would have such technology? Not the CEO, not a producer, but an idol. A Korean real estate magazine report also compared the amount of privacy space in Jungkook's house to Bang PD's. And the results are astounding. Bang si-hyuk's house has a private recording studio, home theater, and meeting lounge. But Jungkook's house? It has a private dance rehearsal room with the size of 2 HYBE studios, a chef-style kitchen with Michelin equipment, a private tattoo room, a guest room that can turn into an art gallery, to a soundproof room that is rumored to have an acoustic system like a concert hall at Tokyo Dome. It's not just a house. It's like the secret headquarters of an artist who wants to escape outside influence. Then the question arises, where did all this come from? Such big money, such great design creativity, such great self-confidence. Is it all just the result of hard work? Or is there a story we don't know yet? Behind all the praise Bang si-hyuk has received for BTS's success, there are small voices that have long been hidden. Whispers that have only been swirling among HYBE staff, former trainees, and some industry insiders. That Jungkook, from the beginning, was a talent that wanted to be shaped differently. That he had an artistic instinct that did not always match the vision of the company. That he once quarreled with the production team because the concept was too forced. And that some of his recent career decisions have been a form of quiet revenge against the control that once limited his pace. No one knows for sure when that moment began, the moment when Jungkook decided to free himself. But those who know him closely mention one thing that was key: when he started writing the song 7. The song was not only her international debut, but also a symbol that she could step on her own. The song was released without hype from HYBE, without massive campaign support from Korean labels, but still topped the Billboard charts. That proves one thing: Jungkook no longer needs big machines to power his world. He is the engine, and now his new home is a physical representation of that philosophy. At a time when Bang si-hyuk is still struggling to stabilize a HYBE empire plagued by newcomers, controversial acquisitions, and stock market pressures, Jungkook instead moves in an entirely personal direction. He built a fortune, formed an independent creative team, and created a safe house untouched by corporate affairs. House Bang PD may have a grand impression as a chairman, but Jungkook's house is wild, free, and, most importantly, very private. This is the stronghold of someone who no longer wants to live in the shadow of anyone, even the one who once took him to the top. Some insiders say that Jungkook's house also has a spiritual meaning. He deliberately chose a location that was slightly above the hill, facing the rising sun, with the philosophy that he wanted to always see the light first, before the world wakes up. A poetic but deep message from someone who has been known to say little,